focused on you.
Breaking off the top at 4, breaking news out of St. Louis. Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner has announced she is resigning from office. A very good evening to you. I'm Brent Solomon.
And I'm Kay Quinn. The announcement came just moments ago. Her resignation is effective June 1st. 5 on Your Side's Christine Byers is live outside the Carnahan Courthouse in downtown St. Louis. Christine, what can you tell us?
That's right, Kay. It is official. She will be resigning as of June 1st. She just had a meeting with her staff within the last 20 minutes. I spoke to several people that were in that meeting. I was told that she started that meeting with a moment of silence for her assistant prosecutor who was killed tragically in a car accident last night. She then tried to remain upbeat, announced she didn't want the city to lose its right to elect its prosecutor, and then she ended that meeting by sending her email to the governor and hitting send. Now, she's been under fire for months. Back in February, the Attorney General filed a quo warranto petition against her to remove her from office, accusing her of willfully neglecting her duties. The screws tightened, so to speak, on that effort yesterday when it was revealed that she has been taking classes at St. Louis University's School of Nursing while she should be on the clock working as a prosecutor. There's also been an exodus from her office. At this point, there are only 19 attorneys left in that office. Attorneys are citing a toxic work environment, unbearable work conditions, and unbearable caseloads. Now, there are several questions that remain. This news, again, very fresh. This does nothing about the contempt hearing she is facing, about the contempt charges she is facing for her and her assistant not showing up in court. So we still don't know what this means for that. Another question we have is who will replace her? Again, this resignation isn't effective until June 1st. She also sent out about a 2-page statement on her reasons for resigning. I can read you just a few of those excerpts now. Where she basically said she cannot afford and she does not want to put the city's risk for electing their own prosecutor. And that has to do, that's a reference to the bills that are pending in Jefferson City to remove her and appoint a special prosecutor to handle cases in the city of St. Louis. Okay, Brent?
All right, thank you. Christine Byers reporting live from the Carnahan Courthouse. You will hear much more from her coming up on 5 on Your Side at 5, 6, and 10. 5 on Your Side's political editor Mark Maxwell has been covering this story for the last several weeks and months. He joins us now with more analysis.
And Christine touched on it a little bit about who might replace Kim Gardner. Are you hearing anything?
Well, the circuit attorney mentioned in her 2-page letter that Governor Parson, according to Missouri state law, the governor would appoint her replacement. And that would also set off, this is basically an open seat that will have whoever is appointed to fill that would have the benefit of the incumbency, would likely seek re-election. We expect to hear some arguments in favor of continuity. This is a beleaguered office that has lost so much in the way of staff. Whoever they appoint, and we're told there's going to be a conversation between Governor Parson, Mayor Jones, other legislators from the St. Louis area. The governor has said he understands the sensitivity of an outsider, right, a Republican appointing someone in a Democratic majority city. So he's going to do his best to at least give lip service or the appearance of that public buy-in. But we also have sources close to this conversation who said, for example, the Senate Minority Leader, John Rizzo, was quoted in the Post-Dispatch today saying that he spoke with Kim Gardner about her resignation. So it appears that her fingerprints are on this plan too. Whatever plan this is, she was involved in making sure there'd be some continuity when she made this decision.
It was just over the weekend, though, that she said she would not resign.
And that's what makes this so stark. About 99% of that speech, as far as I could tell, we were the only TV camera in that church house in She said, I won't leave, I won't step down, you're going to have to remove me. Maybe there was some grieving or some coping with all of that reality there, but there was a 1% of the speech that stood out to me. She said, whatever happens to me, remember this, stand up and fight. She was making a plea to democracy, and even in her 2-page letter here, she says, I recognize that as long as I stayed in this office, the attacks against me would continue, the office would not be able to continue, and at the very end, she put voters, democracy, and the functions of justice above her own political ambitions.
You know, there have been other proposals to merge the Circuit Attorney's Office and St. Louis County Prosecutor's Office. Are you hearing anything more about that? Because really, it appears to be what's needed is some immediate action to get these cases moving through the St. Louis court system.
We are looking for clarity. Best guess at this moment would be that that would probably no longer be required. There's going to be a lot of political will behind whoever comes into this office next, starting on June 1st or 2nd. Whoever that person is, the state is going to be at their back to make sure this works. A lot of those former prosecutors who left the office may want to return. There's going to be sort of a reset moment here, a big moment for St. Louis to improve public safety and the operations of justice that secure convictions.
Mark, before you go, do you think there might have been a final straw here? Last night we reported that she is actually in nursing school right now, which is not illegal, but some people have said, how can you focus on your duties if you also have that responsibility?
That might have been more politically embarrassing for her reelection prospects, but I think the bigger hand was that the Judge Torbitsky said, we are going to trial. Scott Rosenblum, who represented Eric Greitens against Gardner years ago, said that was the one thing she didn't want to do, be deposed, go to trial. That was the thing that I think really escalated this, the final straw.
Political editor Mark Maxwell reporting. 5
on Your Side will stay on top of this breaking story. Look for updates on air, online, and on the 5 on Your Side app.